This one, number 3, says find the partial fraction decomposition. So this one's not factored. We're going to factor the denominator first. Factors of -8 that sum to -2 are what? -4, +2. Then we split it. A over x minus 4 plus b over x plus 2. And then we multiply by what's missing. So A is missing what? The x plus 2. The b is missing x minus 4. And then we're focusing on just the numerators. So 3x minus 1 equals A times x plus 2 plus b times x minus 4. And then I'm plugging in +4 and -2. So it doesn't matter which order you do that, but I'm going to plug in 4 first and then -2. So 3 times 4 minus 1 equals A times 4 plus 2. When I plug the 4 into the b, it's going to go away, so I'm not even going to write it. So 12 minus 1 equals A times 6. 11 equals A times 6. And A is 11 over 6. Then I go to B, or the second one, and x equals -2. So 3 times -2 minus 1 equals, now the -2 in the A is what's going to cancel it out. So I'm not even going to write the A. It would be B times -2 minus 4. So -6 minus 1 equals B times -6. -7 equals B times -6. And B equals 7 over 6. So then the A goes on top of the x over x minus 4, so 11 over 6 over x minus 4. The b goes on top of the x plus 2. But we can't leave the fraction within the fraction, so we bring the denominators down. So this becomes 11 over 6 times x minus 4 plus 7 over 6 times x plus 2. No, you don't need to, because if you were going to combine them back again, you would find at least, No, it's just a wasted step. Questions on the process, because now we're building on it when we get into repeated factors. Okay, so we're going to save this last question for tomorrow because that's the repeated factor one. So we are on, what are we on? Day 17 of this. Part 3 of 7.3. So we started with the 3-variable, 3-equation question, and that's the homework portion that's coming from WebAssign. And then you are adding on the PDF, that is the partial fraction part, okay? So the partial fraction repeated factors are the ones that are like, cannot be done the way we did them yesterday or the way we just did this, okay? Because when we look at the denominator, so a repeated factor is exactly what it sounds like. It's a factor that repeats. So when I have an x squared, this is an x and an x. So this would be a repeated factor. When we break this apart, you cannot make it x to the first and x to the first and then 2x minus 1. When I work backwards, I would not get my question. It doesn't work when there's a repeated factor. So instead, if there's a repeated factor, so something raised to a power that is 2 or higher, we have to start at that to the first power and work our way up to the power it's at. So if this is x squared, I have to do x in one, and I have to do x squared in the other. If this was x to the third, I'd have to do x squared, and x to the third. So you got to build it up, okay? If it was 2 over x minus 4 squared, x minus 4 is the repeated factor. So I would have to say this is a over x minus 4 plus b over x minus 4 squared. So if it was to the third, it'd be an a over an x minus 4, a b over an x minus 4 squared, a c over an x minus 4 to the third, okay? So each factor has to be accounted for. We got to work our way up to the exponent. So example 9 says, write the form of the partial fraction decomposition of the rational expression. Don't solve for the constants. So we're not solving for the constants yet. All right, so go to A. I look at the denominator. How do I factor this? Take an x out, and I get x minus 4. Is there a repeated factor? No. So this is your regular a over x plus b over x minus 4. Okay? And that can be done either of the methods we talked about yesterday. Then I go to B. Is it factored? Yes. I would get a over x, but notice that this one is squared, which means I would get plus b over x squared plus 3 to the first plus c over x squared plus 3 to the second. So I've got to build my way up to the exponent. I have to include both it to the first and to the second. Yeah. Well, this one is, I don't even know this one works out, but it doesn't matter because that would mean your x squared values would just cancel out. The catch to these is we can't do it the way we normally do it where we plug in an x. This would be square root 3, which you'll see in the next ones it'll work. But you can't do the plugging in one variable at a time. You have to do the combine all your x squareds, and you would have just set that value equal to 0. And then you would combine all your x, set it equal to the x term, combine all your x, set it equal to the constant. All right, so this one, now it says write the form of the partial fraction decomposition of the rational expression. So now we're going full out. We're not just setting up the constants. We're actually then going to solve them. So do you have what one is it factored? Yes, because it could also have looked like this, x to the third plus x squared, and you would have to have started by factoring it. So I would have factored out the x squared, and I would have gotten the initial one that's already factored. So keep in mind that you might be factoring these. The second thing you want to note is that x is a repeated factor. So I'm going to get a over x to the first plus b over x to the second plus c over x plus 1. With me so far? Okay, so now the next step is still the same as what we did yesterday, which is multiply what's missing from the denominator. So when I compare x to x squared plus 1, what am I missing? You can say it out loud. It's okay. I'm missing another x, and I'm missing an x plus 1. Does that make sense? Okay, then I go to b. What am I missing? Just the x plus 1. Then I go to c, and what am I missing? X squared. So now if I look at all the numerators, I have 4x squared plus 2x minus 1 equals ax times x plus 1 plus b times x plus 1 plus cx squared. Now let's pause here for a second. Yep. Because you're only doing what's missing from the bottom, right? So this equate from to here. So if I had even separated that out, there's 2 x's and an x plus 1. I have 1 x. So I'm only missing the second x and the x plus 1. Okay. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, all right, so now look here, right? Look at what we just built. Think about how we would normally do this. The easiest way is to figure out what to plug in, right? That would make them zeros and plug them in. So if I had done that from the beginning here, what would make these factors 0? This would be 0, and this would be -1. Well, if I take a 0 and I plug it in, this guy's going to cancel out, right? This guy will stay, so I could solve for b. This guy's going to cancel out. If I take a -1 and plug it in, this guy's going to cancel out. There goes the a. This guy's going to cancel out. I could get the c. But then I have nothing left to plug in to get my a. So there's no way to do, we cannot do repeated factors the way we do the first method. Does that make sense? Okay, so this is when we do the long one. We're going to expand everything out. So on the right-hand side, I'm going to distribute here. I get ax squared plus ax. I'm going to distribute the b, bx plus b, and then cx squared is by itself already. Alex, stay with us. I'm setting this equal to 4x squared plus 2x minus 1. And then we group them. So I'm going to group together all the x squared terms. And I'm going to make an equation. 4x squared would equal ax squared plus cx squared. Then I'm going to group together all the x to the first terms. 2x, ax, bx. So 2x equals ax plus bx. And then I'm going to group together the things that do not have a variable, well, do not have an x. which is just -1 equals b. Still with me? Okay, now all of these terms have an x squared, so I can cancel them out. I could divide straight across and I could get rid of them, so they're gone. All of the x terms have an x, so I'm going to get rid of all the x's. And then b is already solved. So now I've got 4 equals a plus c. I've got 2 equals a plus b. And I've got -1 equals b. Here's your triangle system. I already know b is -1. So now I can take that and plug it into the one that just has a and b. And I get 2 equals a minus 1. Add the 1. And a is 3. Now I have the a. And the first one just has a and c. So I can take the a and plug it in. 4 equals 3 plus c. Subtract the 3. And c is 1. And now I've got all 3 of the constants. So I go back up to the top and I pair them with the 1 fraction they're supposed to be with. So a goes over x. B is a -1, so I subtract 1 over x squared. And c is a +1. I put it over x plus 1. And if I had time, I could work backwards. I could find the least common denominator. I could multiply each numerator by what's missing, combine them, and I should get the question. You okay? Yeah. Questions? Yeah. We're going to do it again. Yeah.
For the part when we match.
So our repeated factor again this time is x squared, right? So I'm going to rewrite this as a over x plus b over x squared plus c over x plus 2. And then what's the first fraction missing? What's the a missing? The x and the x plus 2. Good. What's the b missing? The x plus 2. What's the c missing? The x squared. So I get 9x squared plus 3x minus 1 equals, I'm going to distribute this while I write it. So ax squared plus 2ax plus b times x plus b times 2 plus cx squared. Then I'm going to group together all the squared terms. So I get 9x squared equals ax squared plus cx squared. I'm going to group together all the x to the first terms. So I get 3x equals 2ax plus bx. And then I'm going to group together anything that doesn't have an x. So I get -1 equals 2b. I'm going to cancel through all the x squareds. I'm going to cancel through all the x values. So I've got 9 equals a plus c. I've got 3 equals 2a plus b. And the last thing I've got is that b now equals a -1/2. We good so far? Okay, now I got to take that b and plug it in where there's a b. So there's a b on the a plus b one. So 3 equals 2a minus 1/2. And I have two choices. Multiply everything by 2 to get rid of the fraction or work with the fraction. How you choose to move forward is up to you. But if I multiply by everything by 2, I get 6 equals 4a minus 1. Add the 1. 7 equals 4a. Divide by 4. A equals 7/4. Now I'm going to take the 7/4 and I'm going to plug it in to the a. So 9 equals 7/4 plus c. And again, I can multiply everything by 4 to get rid of the fraction. Or I could do 9, which would turn into 36/4 minus 7/4. How you do it is up to you. But if I multiply by 4, I get 36 equals 7 plus 4c. Subtract the 7, 29 equals 4c. Divide by 4. And c equals 29/4. And then my last step is to plug them all back in So this is my C, to the fraction. So A is 7 over 4 over x. B is negative 1/2, so minus 1/2 over x squared. And C is a positive 29 over 4 over x plus 2. And then each of those denominators is going to come down. So 7 over 4x minus 1 over 2x squared plus 29 over 4 times x plus 2.